So basically, as you can see, I started off with like a blank page. I didn't know what I was doing and who I was going to get a brief from. Basically, I emailed a few different sort of graphic designers because that's what I wanted to do. I hadn't done anything like this in any of my other units, so it was a bit different and it was a bit of an experience for me. Who I emailed, the first person I emailed was Cream Design because I did work experience with them, so they knew me and I knew them. And then I emailed Indent, and they did get back to me, but they said that they couldn't give me a brief because of confidentiality. And then Cream Design did reply. They gave me a brief to do with the Reading Football Club because they have done all the graphic design for them. But I chose a brief that I got from Hollis Construction because it just seemed like quite a nice thing to do. I had 3 different designs to do and it just looked like I'd enjoy it the most. Basically, they wanted me to design a logo, a letterhead and a business card. And they said that they were going to use it, so I liked that idea. And then I sent them this questionnaire, which had all the stuff that I needed to know, but I didn't really think it would help out at first. But once I got it back, I could see, yeah, this is going to help because it meant that I didn't have to keep on going back. I asked them what they'd like me to create and stuff. I designed the questionnaire myself with my own logo that I designed for it, so it looked professional and everything. They didn't answer all the questions like the budget and the size, so I had to get back to them about the budget, and they said that they wanted it to be as cheap as possible. So I looked into ways to make it cheaper, about the colour scheme and everything, and I worked out if I used sort of little colours, then it would make it a lot cheaper, like 1 colour or 2 colours. The size, they didn't get back to me because they didn't really know what sizing they wanted, so I looked into what size business cards should be and how letterhead should be A4 because you just wanted to print it out of the computer. So I started off by designing a logo because I need a logo to go on my business card and my letterhead. I found that quite an easy thing to start off with. I used Photoshop with the most of it because I knew it well and I knew that I could do everything for the logo from Photoshop. Research, basically I started off by looking at other builders' logos to see how much detail they put into it. And as you can see, they use very little colours as well. So yeah, I found that really helpful. My first logo, I started off quite simple, using only 1 colour to make it cheap. As you can see, I've used the sort of design that I found on the web to sort of help me out with that. And then I sort of went into adding another colour into it, just to sort of expand it a bit. And I made the Hollis bold so you could see who it was. And then from there I used again the logo I got off the internet to just sort of help out with it. And he sort of liked this one, but he did ask me to change it a bit. So yeah, he liked the bold from the Hollis up here. So yeah, I incorporated it with that and it sort of came out a lot better and a lot stronger. So then I've got the logo. So I added it to the business card, but I needed to choose a layout and still going with the same colour scheme. So then I researched it again to just sort of get some ideas of how to present it. So I did that, and this is the first business card that I designed. I kept it quite simple, and I added some black into it to make it look a lot smarter, because I felt the colours blue and orange looked quite sort of childish, so I did want to make it look smarter by adding the black into it. This one, I sort of went against the budget a bit, adding some extra colours, but I wanted to give him something different, so he could change his mind if he wanted to, but I wasn't sort of banking on it. And then I've got this one. This is actually the one he chose. He didn't need to make any changes, but as you can see I've got the sort of layout from the business card that I got off the internet because I thought that was a strong way to do it. It filled up the space well. And then I've got the front and the back to it. So the letterhead, basically I'd already got the layout from the business card and the logo I'd already designed and everything, so I knew that I just needed to put all of that on it. I didn't really know what letterheads were like. I'd never designed one or anything, so I did need to do quite a bit of research, but I found it quite easy because they are all designed in sort of a similar way. And then this one, like, I put all of the information on one corner just so the corner next to it they can put like their client's address in if they need to. So that was one design. And then I've got this one who I'm just sort of using more of the space to sort of like fill it up so it doesn't have any blank bits in it. And then again I'm using the space, but I'm just sort of changing it around a bit so he has a couple of different ideas. As you can see, he chose this design with the two different sort of bits, and like he used up all the space because he said that he didn't really put his client's addresses on there because obviously it's on the envelope. So yeah, and then they're the three final bits together, so you can see that it follows the same sort of theme, colour scheme all together, so that went quite well. And he did like them and everything. New skills I learned. Well, in the sort of bits on the computer, I was quite good at the bits that I needed, but researching, I'm not the best researcher, so I did need to go into that a bit. And I didn't know where to start when I was researching, but Google helped a lot with that because I just put what I needed into the images. New skills I already knew but expanded. Communication-wise, I'm quite a quiet person, so I didn't really want to communicate with many people in that way, but because my brief was informal, it did sort of help a bit, and I was hoping to just email over it, but my client wasn't very good on the computer, which meant that it was all face-to-face or over computer, like phone calls and stuff. Old skills that helped me, well, I'm quite good on Photoshop. I've used it for as long as I can remember, or however long I've used a computer for, so that was quite easy, but like I did have to do some other bits on it, and the stuff I didn't know, YouTube helped with its tutorials, so that was all quite good. So yeah.
Thanks, Charlotte. Good. Just give me some of your